Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back. Welcome once again. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Second. This thing. Anyways, welcome once again to a Prog Reborn, a playthrough of Final Fantasy XIV in a progression style. If you don't know what that is, check out the video in the description below for my introductory video on what exactly this is all about. If you enjoy watching my streams, if you enjoy the content that I produce, if you want to keep up with when I go and do these live streams, please give me a subscription and give a like on the video. It would help me out a lot. And one last thing, a preamble. My playthrough is not a reaction playthrough. It is a replay. My main character is current with patch 6.5. So throughout this playthrough, I may be referencing things that would be spoilers if referencing things later on in the story and could be considered spoilers. So if you are sensitive to that kind of stuff, this is your warning to back out now. So what have we done? What did we do yesterday? Yesterday was more MSQ. We went to Totorak. That's right. We went to Totorak. Cleared that out. Found the Self-Elder. And they rescued them. Had our first encounter with La Habrea. Brought the Self-Elder back to Little Solace. Got word from the Self-Elder that the Selfs do not desire to do any sort of summoning or do anything to harm their relations with the Gridanians. And with that, we went on our way to try and find out more about this mysterious black masked figure. Sorry, not black masked, red masked figure, La Habrea. From that, we went to Eastern Thanlan, met with a merchant in Eastern Thanlan and tried to get some rumors, or tried to get some things about where. Oh right, no, we first went to the Immortal Flames because one of the Immortal Flames guards had reported that they had seen a masked figure fitting our description, but that person had then subsequently died for unrelated reasons, I believe. And from there, what we did is we tried to see if there was anybody else at Highbridge who might have seen the same thing. Eventually got ambushed by some Alamegan folks which led us to Little Alamego here, try and investigate what the Alamegan refugees might have to do with what the Alamegan refugees might have to do with this with what's going on here. With the Red Mastassian. All the while, we did a lot of cleaning up on our hunting logs in Eastern Thanalan, and have gotten most of our classes to level 30, or right on the cusp of it. And so, we're going to continue on. Continue doing what we've been doing. Continuing with the MSQ, continuing on with clearing out hunting logs, continuing on with clearing out side quests in relevant areas, and just hopping right along. Hihira is the daughter of the merchant that we got the information from in Eastern Thanalan. Yeah, she confirms it right here. Why, yes, Hihibaru's my father. He said, what? I wish I could be a better daughter to him. It's just that... Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't bother you with family matters. But I'm grateful to you for delivering the message. Now then, what brings you here? A masked man. I'm afraid the description doesn't ring any bells, but one of the others here may have seen something. I would recommend you first speak with Gundabald, the leader of the settlement. I must warn you, though, he isn't exactly accommodating to outsiders. Who are you? State your business and be quick about it. Looking for a masked villain, you say? And why should we help you, pray? We struggled enough without having to answer to the whim of every outsider. You're not welcome here. Be gone. I'm just asking a question, brother. Frustrated as they are, the young ones here will give you quarrel simply for wanting to do something. All it takes is a stray graze. Watch yourself. Alright, what do we got? Emmalot needs something and needs it now. Adventure. I fear I have no time for pleasantries, but I would be much in your debt if you could perform for me a simple task. To wit, I need you to slay a rockskin paisty and obtain for me a secretion of its poison. If you've seen one of those fearsome reptiles, as I reckon you have, you know that their scales are as hard as solid stone. This acid I give you, however, will cut right through it. I haven't much, so pray use it well. Some of my countrymen are not quick to trust outsiders, but I have no time to entertain foolish prejudices. This is a matter of life and death. Ira would seek your help in her attempt to provide aid to the refugees. Friend, hear my plea. As you have no doubt observed, many poor souls in this camp suffer from afflictions most grievous. Indeed, it is to deliver them succor that I have made the journey here from Ul'dah. And yet I fear my efforts thus far have been for naught. The residents are most distrustful of outsiders, particularly those hailing from Ul'dah. They look upon my medicine as if it were poison. Were an adventurer such as yourself to deliver the elixir, perhaps they would be willing to accept it. I have no one else to turn to. Will you go in my stead? Alrighty. Are you upstairs? Are you... Oh, you're over here. My throat, it burns. A simple glance will not reveal what strange ingredients were used to brew this curious concoction. Medicine, you say? I'd sooner drink sandworm piss than that Ul'dah swill. Back to you in a moment. Both upstairs, or is anybody down here? Both upstairs. Can't breathe. Another phony elixir cooked up by those Uldan quacks. Begone from my sight. What is it, outsider? Come to mock us in our suffering. Go ahead and laugh. Laugh to your heart's content. That's what I think for you outsiders in your medicine. I'd rather die with dignity than owe my life to Ulda. Then die. Involved in Mortal Flames is a task for a stalwart adventurer. Adventurer, I would have your ear. Have you perchance visited the ruins south of here? It is said they date back to the era of the Beladians. As a student of history, I was delighted when my supervisors sent me there on patrol. My delight soon turned to dread, however, when I discovered the terrible truths. Those ruins are haunted. Yes, you heard me right. Specters of Beladia haunt the place to this day, and my limited training has hardly prepared me to face such horrors. Would you be so obliging as to take this holy water and shepherd the lost souls of Thal's realm? Boom, 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 boom. No luck, I see. Take heart, friend, you did what you could. Age-old wounds are not healed so easily, but I must not give up this cause. Alright, 29. Hira wonders if there might be another remedy the refugees might accept. After giving the matter some thought, it struck me that perhaps it's not me that the refugees so distrust, but rather the medicine itself. The Alamegans are wary of outsiders, this is true, yet I suspect that it is the thought of ingesting an alchemical concoction of Uldan make that frightens them most of all. A naive girl's wishful thinking, perhaps, but it is the only hope I have. There is a kindly old refugee by the name of Alphen, the only one thus far to accept my treatment. Might you speak with him and ask if there is any truth to my theory? Pick up this MSQ. Giselbert. I'd like to aid you in your manhunt. Well, man adventurer, I'm Giselbert, head of security here at Little Alamigo. I heard tell that you had business with Gundabald. Knowing the bristly old bear, I don't doubt he told you to bugger off. Owing to their hardships, the refugees don't trust anyone but themselves. Not even my men and I can get so much as a word of thanks out of them, despite watching the place day and night. But thanks or no, I try to help my fellow man when I can, and you seem a decent sort. If you tell me what's brought you here, might be as I can lend a hand. On the trail of a masked villain, you say? Can't say that sounds familiar. But I have been on lookout for Amalja to the south of here. If there's been any suspicious activity, they are like to have seen it. I had a mind to take each of them a cup of sweet Fenland tea, so as to lift their spirits. If you were to run this little errand in my stead, they'd be all the more willing to tell you what they know. Alright, Alphen. Alphen! Hail there, young one. What brings one as hale and hearty as yourself to this god's forsaken place? Ah, Ihura. In me years, I've seen many an outsider come and go, but none quite like that girl. I don't begrudge me countrymen their judgments, of course. Gods know they've seen Ulda at its worst. But it's clear, even to me clouded old eyes, that the girl means well, and I can't bring myself to scorn her good intentions. But forgive me, you weren't asking about medicine, were you not? We Alamegans aren't much for alchemy, but we've got our fair share of remedies passed down throughout the years. Steep the fruit of a sabotinder in hot water, for instance, and you get a tea that'll soothe the worst of fevers. Call it an old man's hunch, but I have a feeling that even the most stubborn of me countrymen would gladly down a cup of cactus tea, even if it were the Uldan lass who did the brewing. Alrighty. I really hate the layout of Little Alamigo. It's not that... It would be much nicer if there was a centralized way to get out the north from the Aetheryte, which you have to go, like, southeast to then sweep around to this side. It's really annoying. Rock skin pasties. So these guys. Doesn't seem like it. I think the golems are over here. Near where, Sunken Temple of Karn is. Bum 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 bum. One more. Cool. Boom, 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 boom. Who the hells are you? I'm trying to conserve energy here, so leave me alone. A piping hot infusion of freshly pickled young fenland tea leaves, mixed with rich algoat cream and a generous spoonful of golden cactuar flower honey. Sound bad? Well, you consider it, my friend. Thanks. What's that, a masked villain hiding among the refugees, like as not? The compatriots as live here go about as though they're dead on their feet. It is near impossible to tell what's on their mind. For all I know, they're all up to no good. You there? Are you Amalja? No? Then carry on. Ah, the sophisticated aroma. It's been forever since I had a drop of sweet vanillin. I'm going to enjoy this. What? A masked man? Don't know, don't care. Unless he's got dark scaly skin, stands 10 foams tall, and has the face of a lizard, then I don't give a mummish fart. So there is a another reference to Amalja being lizards. For me, it's difficult for me to tell that they're supposed to be lizards and not just like generic scaly monster. Shoo, don't bother me. If the Amalja overrun us, I'm blaming you. For me, you shouldn't have. Sorry, suspicious masked man. As a matter of fact, I caught a glimpse of someone fitting that description during patrol. Well, I couldn't quite make out whether it was a man or not, with the mask and the robe, but assuming it was a he, was talking with some Alamegans. I assumed he was one of them. Back on the trail, boys. I would not be walking across this bridge if it had a crack like that in real life. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no how. They were in love with these type of quests back in the day. We had to do something to reduce the damage and HP of a mob. Don't quite get it. Maybe. Remarkable. You adventurers truly are as valiant as they say. I must devote myself to my training, that one day I, too, may be capable of such deeds. Got a P8S clear. Ah, you're back. So, do my lookouts have aught to share with you? That doesn't sound like much to go by. If you're to get any further in your investigation, it seems to me you'll need the cooperation of the Alamegans. For this, you'll need to win their trust, and that won't be an easy task. So I would offer you some advice regarding your investigation. So you're determined to press on with your investigation, then I have some advice for you. As I said before, you won't get far without the Alamegans' trust, and the best way to win that trust is to get a compatriot of theirs, someone they respect, to vouch for you. Coin does the talking in Ul'dah, but the Alamegans are bound by something far stronger, if not as tangible, a common purpose. That purpose is, of course, the liberation of their home from the Garleans. Gundabald belongs to the Alamegan resistance, so your best bet would be someone who's part of the same crew. If you know any well-connected people, you might want to start by asking them. Why? I might know someone. A traditional Alamegan remedy made from steeping the fruit of a sabal tender in hot water. Why, I had no idea. I owe Alphen my gratitude. Not to be confused with cactuar fruit, which, while similar in color, flavor, shape, texture, toxicity, hardness, and rarity, is nothing like its sabal tender counterpart. One, two, 3 cups of cactus tea. Oh, I do hope I've not overbrewed this. Please, friend, deliver the tea to the suffering refugees. You adventurer, have you brought me the poison I seek? Strong sour smell would give it away if used in food or drink, but it works just fine when applied to weapons or used in poison potions. On behalf of my countrymen, you have my thanks. Forgive me for my brusqueness before. Our skirmishes with the Corpse Brigade have taken a toll on us of late. They employ poisons ever more lethal, and our antidote stores were running low. I must attend to my potion brewing, but thank you, outsider. Because of you, the men and women of the Resistance live to fight another day. Sure. Ask you another favor. Thank you for your kindness, outsider. I would ask you to help our suffering people once more. A most deathly strain of fever runs rampant in Little Alamigo of late, and while I have succeeded in isolating the cause, I'm powerless to remedy it. The fever is born of an elusive breed of wasps, you see, and only by exterminating the pests may we put an end to the epidemic. It would seem the wasps are drawn by the pungent scent of rotting carrion. Douse this cactus piss over the carcasses of some unfortunate creature, and they should quickly swarm to the scene. Found you again. I told you I'd sooner drink. Make cactus tea. Sabatender fruit is dried, ground into a fine powder, then left to sit a full night under Menfina's gaze to frighten away the spirit of the sabatender that dwelled inside the seeds. The powder is then added to boiling water and stirred until a foam forms upon the water's surface. The foam is given to break fever, the remaining liquid discarded under a rock found to the north of the patient. Is that cactus tea I smell? Well, stop dawdling and hand it over. Can't you see I'm suffering here? It's also, I think, our first Menfina reference. Tying her to the moon. You tell the old on wench that I'll have nothing of her foul alchemy. Cactus tea. And just like me dear mom used to, brew it. I don't know where you came by this, but you're a godsend. I'll go to the grave before I'm gulled by old on quackery. Old Alphen's recipe, no doubt. I'll drink it, but if the old on girl thinks a cup of tea can heal years of suffering, she'd best think again. Boom, 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 boom. They truly drink it. Oh, how I have waited for this day. Even I'm not so foolish as to think I've earned the trust of all the refugees, but on the long road to peace and understanding, even the smallest step matters. Alrighty, alrighty, alrighty. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom, boom. potent potable brewed from Sabathinder fruit by desert aldgoat herders to help them forget the fact that they are aldgoat herders. Potent potables. Sorry about the train there. Nothing I can do about it short of move. Done with the swarms. What is this quest? Oh, right. That was the one we got when we opened the White Wolf Gate. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, friend, with Wasp gone, it's only a matter of time before the epidemic subsides. You may be an outsider, but you've brought more succor to my people in a day than I have in many a month. We are humble people. I have not the means to properly express my gratitude. It may not mean much, but know always that you have a friend in Little Alamigo. Sure. Speak to Minfilia. I think this might be... yeah. In the temple. Hail, adventurer. You wear the expression of one who seeks new battlegrounds to hone your burgeoning skills. Do not ask how Nedrick knows, he simply knows. Now, tell me, are you perchance familiar with the sunken temple of Karn? I will not hold it against you if you're not. The ruins only surfaced when the calamity split the ground asunder, after all. Any road is a popular destination these days for adventurers looking for new frontiers to explore. If you're keen to join them, why not make the journey to southern Thanalan and visit the temple for yourself? What with the many daggers that lurk within, the immortal flames are keeping close watch over the place, but a Lalithel by the name of Bibimu should be able to offer you passage. Anything new, Tataru? Good morrow, M. Just your investigation is faring well. It's a no from Tataru. I think Thinkrid is just sulking still. This all seems the same. Welcome back, M. How fares the investigation? I see. Given all that they have suffered, it is little wonder that the Alamigan refugees have lost faith in their fellow man. They have had their homeland taken from them, and for the past 2 decades have had to see it remain in the enemy's clutches. To compound matters, none of the 3 city-states have the means to take in all those who were displaced. As a result, a great many Alamegans now live on the margins of society, suffering poverty and discrimination. What would that more could be done to ease their hardships? I fear that nothing short of reclaiming their homeland would be a lasting solution. But let us deal with one problem at a time. Returning to the matter of your investigation, it so happens that there is an Alamegan native among the Scions. I should be pleased to introduce him to you. No, not Disciple of War. I guess I can take the slops here. think this is our first official introduction to Arenveld. Arenvold. Arenvale. Sure, we're up to date. I have to talk to her again. I feel like I once introduced you to an Alamegan member of the Scions. Your Alamegan comrade, no, is named Haribear. He joined our cause in the hopes that he might find a way to liberate his homeland. While he spares no effort toward that endeavor, I have no doubt that he would be glad to assist you. If I recall correctly, Haribear is currently between missions. Try looking for him in the storage area. Let's see. Anchored's still sulking. Vermount is still here. Saying there's Clive Hive. Anjay, yeah, it's the same. If it isn't in progression, the Scion's rising star. Is there aught I can do for you? Wish to win the trust of the people of Little Alamigo. It is a daunting task, my friend, even for our own countrymen. I'd like nothing more than to help, but I'm afraid my name no longer carries weight with that lot. I used to be a member of the Alamigan Resistance, you see, but I left in favor of joining the Scions. Excuse me. Though my allegiance may have shifted, my purpose remains ever the same, the liberation of Alamigo. Yet whatever my reasons were, I abandoned my comrades, and they'll have nothing to do with me. Now, while I may have no more friends in the Resistance, I know someone who does. Her name is Albretta, and she is a resident of Corymel. Say my name when you meet her, and she won't lead you astray. It's the same thing we said there. You got anything to say, Arenvale? It's the same thing she said last time. Corymel. This is where we meet Mefred. Comes into play later. Stormblood. Him? You want me to introduce you to the Resistance? Why the hell should I do that? Just give me one reason. Haribear send you? The worthless whoreson. He abandons his comrades, his woman, and now he has the gall to ask me a favor? Simply incredible. I realize Haribear was only doing what he felt was right. He's a good man, and if he trusts you, then that's all I need to know. You see that bloke there? That's Mefred, captain of the Resistance. I hope he can give you what you need. Alrighty, 30 for Arcanist. Just need Lancer and Archer. Mefred needs help tending a wounded brother. I'm Mefred, proud man of the Alamigan Resistance. Business you have with me, adventurer? Captain, it's Galleon, sir. His wound's gone infested, and he's burning up. I don't think he's got much time. God's damn it. I asked the villagers for aid, and got on my knees and begged, but they refused to lift a finger. If Galleon dies, his blood is on their hands. These Corymel cravens would turn a blind eye to our plight, but they might listen to Albretta. I fear my anger will prevent me from rightly convincing anyone at the moment. I realize we scarce know each other, but this is a matter of life and death. Please, adventurer, go to her and try. At the Seven Hells, we leave behind the only home we've ever known and risk our lives to travel here, and now you mean to kick us out on our arses? No room for Alamegans to venerate Ralger, is that it? Destroyer take you and your infernal elementals. Some of ours have had to remain outside the hamlet. They're hardened soldiers, all, and no stranger to discomfort, but it's a trying experience being a place that loves you not. We got more than our fair share of problems here, but all's well that ends with a hearty meal at the end of the day. Oh, Mefford's in bad shape. One of Mefford's is in bad shape, you say? I'm sorry, but there's naught I can do. I want to help, I truly do. They're my countrymen, after all, but that'd mean going against the elemental's will. I've been in Quarry Mill long enough to know how right terrible the beings can be. I couldn't forgive myself if anyone gets banished because of me. If there's anyone who can help you, it'd be Charlene, the hamlet's resident hearer. If you take the matter to her, might be she'll listen, though I wouldn't get my hopes up. Balin first. Balin Wonderland. Balin of the Wood Whalers at Quarry Mill seeks an adventurer to help him settle the score with some poachers. Greetings, adventurer. Perhaps you've heard, but these forests have fallen prey to a band of poachers. They litter the ground with dastardly snares, caring not a whit for the innocents, small animals and travelers alike, caught in their vile clutches. I am forbidden to leave my post, but perhaps you could scour the area and see to any ghastly steel maws that you encounter. Be careful, the poachers themselves may be lying in ambush, awaiting their prey. Wish to aid the Alamegans. You're possessed of a kind heart, adventurer, but I'm afraid I have not the authority to grant you your wish. This authority belongs only to the elementals, eternal guardians of the 12-Swood. All outsiders, be they babes at the breast or men grown, are judged of a night, whether they may have a place beneath the bows. Are judged of a night? That's a weird phrase. Alas, the Alamegans' petition had been denied. Harsh though it may seem, they do not have leave to receive of the wood's bounty. Ever has it been, since time immemorial, and ever shall it be. Worthless. Greetings and salutations. What brings you to Quarry Mill? I don't give a shit. Actually, I kind of do. What do you do here? I'm a hearer of Gridania, assigned to preside over this hamlet at the behest of the Seedseer Council. It is my charge to listen to the whispers of the elementals, the eternal guardians of the 12-Swood, that I might convey their will to the residents. Lest you wonder, my work is akin to that of a counselor, though for the most part, such counsel as I give comes not from myself, but from the elementals themselves. Quarry Mill was named for the water wheels that served to process raw stone into building material. Over the years, it has come to be a gathering place for hunters and trappers, owing its location amidst elemental-sanctioned hunting grounds. Quarry Mill is also a place of judgment. All outsiders who wish to dwell on the 12-Swood must present themselves here to have their worthiness weighed by the elementals. Those whose petition is denied cannot remain in the wood, nor can they receive of its bounty. Harsh though it may seem, this has been the way of it since time immemorial. Yes, you said that already. Ready? Fauchereau? Right, so. Seeks your aid in reclaiming a village from a bandit of outlaws. Mayhap you've heard the tales, but the place they call Redbelly Hive wasn't always a wretched nest of scum and villainy. In the old days, it was a home of a hamlet called Bowbury, where Hure and Elzin alike lived in a time of peace. Lived a life of peace. That was before the calamity came and all hells broke loose. Those red-belly whoresons moved in when the villagers fled, and they've had their run of the place ever since. It's our hope to win the village back, but the red-bellies are no common outlaws. They've read our every move from Malms away. That's where you come in. Let's say you enter the wasp's nest and take the sting out of those bastards. Cuthbert of Corymel would seek your aid in recovering a family heirloom. In the days before the calamity, my grandfather was the village elder of Bowbury. We tried, gods be good, we tried to reclaim his home, but to no avail. Passed away last year, he did. With his last breath, he spoke of a family heirloom, an axe passed down for generations. Now those red-bellied whoresons use it to split wood, mocking us all the while. The 12 take me if I allow the bastards to besmirch grandfather's memory any longer. You'll bring it back for me, won't you? Won't you? Won't you? Deidre of Corymel would invite you to live a farmer's life for a day. Welcome, my friend. Many of your kind come to Corymel seeking a respite from the hardships of adventuring. Might you care to put your troubles aside for a day and live the farmer's life? Old Fox in the orchards to the north has quite a harvest on his hands this year, and knowing him, he'd be much obliged for a helping hand. One more, I guess, up top here. Wilfric of the Wood Whalers seeks an adventurer to root out poachers who have holed up in Corymel. Bloody scofflaw, you'll not escape the Wood Whalers' justice. You adventurer, one of those loathsome poachers, has fled into the village and hides under our noses as we speak. You're to join the search effort at once. That's an order. Not a Wood Whaler. You can't just fucking order me. Don't hurt me, I beg of ye. Surround me life, I never meant to do no wrong. Both me brothers sick and starving. They promised me the money for medicine. What else was I to do? You have me word. From this day forth, I'll earn me coin by honest work, or not at all. You'll show me mercy just this once, won't ye? 12, bless your gentle soul. Poacher escaped. Inexcusable. I should have known better than to entrust the task to an adventurer. Those who defy the elemental's will must be served justice, or we shall all pay the price. Do well not to forget this. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Already. Brings an adventure to my humble orchards. Bet your sights on Sprite apples rather than beeskin today. Well, I, for one, am mighty grateful for that. These bones ain't fit for climbing as they used to be. I'd be much obliged if you could pick some apples for me. Oh, and you'll want to make sure no creepy crawlies are hiding inside. Har har. Ain't no way a bug this size was hiding in the apple. Or back so soon? Let's see what you got here. See what you've got in that basket of yours. A sister of the fairy apple developed by the Great Loam Growery to better withstand the elements while yielding larger harvests. Why, I'll be. Just the sight of your harvest makes me mouth-watering. You've an eye for apple picking, my friend. I have a daughter just around your age. Let's say you settle down here and when you've had enough questing for glory. Sure. The orchard keeper fox seeks your aid in giving thanks for the harvest. Friend, feast your eyes on this. I have not been blessed with a harvest the likes of this in as long as I can remember. All I've done is the picking. It's the guardians of the forest that brought me this bounty. I'd give thanks myself, but with those poachers around, I'm like to end up with an arrow through me head. Will you be kind enough to go and make the offering in my stead? And on your return, bring an apple to Castellian. He's been looking gaunt of late. Excuse me. Kill him softly. Furtive figure somethings. this. Yeah, I've already read that. Don't jump me. Giant gremlin. Brings you to Korimo Adventure. Mayhap you heard that our Pack of the Elementals permits hunting in this area. Do not think that gives you leave to strip the forest bare. A sprite apple, my favorite. However, did you know? From Fox, you say? Man is too kind. Why, each scrumptious bite brings me back to the days of... forgive me. Days of what? You've done good work today, friend. Still, with that self-styled King of the Curl Claws running the operation, the poachers are not like to yield easily. No, we must be more vigilant than ever. You fought well for us today, friend. When Bowbury is reclaimed for our people, you can take pride in knowing that you struck a vital blow. Well, were you able to reclaim the axe from those bloody thieves? A great battle axe passed down through the generations until it finally fell to Cuthbert. Just as grandfather always described it. You're a godsend, friend. Grandfather, I swear to you, next time a red belly sees this axe, it'll be buried in his good-for-naught skull. Ba-dum-bum. That's how it's to be, then. The bloody hero might as well kill Galleon herself. Spit on the elementals and spit on their bloody will. I cannot wait until the resistance is free of this place. Never needs your help to save a wounded comrade. I led my men to Quarry Mill hoping to find refuge. Instead, we found indifference. The cold-blooded bastards here want us out, and I can't oblige them soon enough. The problem is, some of mine aren't fit to travel. Hell's Galleon can't even stand. As you well know, the people of this accursed hamlet won't help us, so I've no choice but to turn to you, adventurer. My homeland, long antelope horn is a traditional remedy with poison purging properties. If you could bring me, say, 4 horns, I'd be forever in your debt. Adok of Korimo has a culinary crisis on her hands. You couldn't have come at a better time, friend. I have a crisis on my hands here. What manner of crisis, you ask? Do you see this bottle of Muntui sauce? It's empty, down to the last drop. Of course it's a crisis. Why, if our guards find their supper wanting for flavor, they're like as not to turn their lances on me instead of our foes. As you travel to the Muntui cellars and obtain some from Master Aramon to save a poor culinarian from this dire fate. Ba-dum-ba-ba-bum. Ba-dum-ba-ba-bum. Ba-da-dum-bum-bum-bum. Got bots back at it again. Haddock exhausted her supply again, has she? Told the woman time and again to order in bulk, I did, but she never listens. Hold your chocobos, friend. The next batch will be ready before long. Herman, the Moon Tui sellers will put you to work as an apprentice masher. Where's your Moon Tui sauce, you say? Look, friend, Gardania wasn't built in a day. I'll tell you what, though. If you're so eager, how's about you help me put the finishing touches on my latest batch? You just might learn a thing or two in the process. Here on these shelves, keep my stock of secret spices. What gives my Moon Tui sauce its distinctive punch, you ask? A Pirellia leaf, a dried dragon pepper, and an ounce of shroud pepper. Toss all three in the guile fat, and Joffrey will take care of the rest. When the sauce is done, you're free to take a bottle to Adok. Not that that's like to put an end to her whining. Tell you my secret spice blend I'm so proud of. Give away the secret. Here we ferment the Moon Tui beads, make all sort of wonderful, delicious products. Oh, how I love the smell of fermented beans. She, my wife, hates it. She won't touch me until I've bathed and washed my clothes. Strong-smelling herb used in salads, fish dishes, and to flavor distilled liqueurs. An aromatic spice native to the Black Shroud used to liven up bland dishes. One of the secret ingredients used when brewing Moon Tui sauce. Oh, hello there. Apprenticing at the cellars for the day. Very well then. 1 Pirellia leaf, 1 dried dragon pepper, and an ounce of shroud pepper. And, Herman's done it again. As thanks for your help, this bottle is on the house. Even being underground, you still get attacked. The only thing that you gain by being underground like those bots are is, I guess, not accidentally aggroing things. You're back. Oh, do tell me you've brought my Moon Tui sauce. I swear to you, I just overheard a wood whaler talking about tossing me into the cauldron. A flavorful liquid made from salt and fermented Moon Tui beans. Ah, the distinctive mouth-watering aroma of Moon Tui beans, topped off with Aramon's special blend of secret spices, no doubt. He has done it again. Thank you, friend. I dare say you've prevented a mutiny today. Alrighty. Just need Archer to get to 30. Ah, you're back. Tell me you got 4 horns with you. This particular specimen is almost twice as long as a normal horn. How it grew to this size in a single season is baffling. Your godsend, adventurer. Praise Ralger, there's at least one man in this place who gives a damn. Now we just need to find a way to prepare them. You wouldn't happen to know a man named Buscarin, would you? Some comrades of mine told me about him once. Said he never turns away folk in need, no matter where they're from. Seeing as he runs a tavern, he's like to have the tools to make the medicine. I'd be grateful if you could take the horns over to him and have them ground down. Once that's done, bring the powder back and give it to Faramund here. Godspeed. Sure. And we've had other references to Ralgar before, mostly in reference to Alamegans. Am ever a sight for sore eyes? How fares the adventuring? Rolling the coin like there's no tomorrow, no doubt. You got something to show me? Well, these look like good old antelope horns. Need them ground to make medicine, you say? Now here's a better idea. I'll give you some of the stuff I have in my stores. I'm no stranger to the remedy. An Alamegan friend once used it to treat my festering wound years and years ago. Safe to say he saved my life. What's that? This is for an Alamegan soldier in Corymel? So it comes full circle. Well, I hope it pays. It helps the poor sod as he needs it. Poor sod as needs it. Oh, and don't worry your little head off about payment. I still owe you a deal more than you owe me, I reckon. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Oh, right. I wonder if... So, in Myths of the Realm, which is the Endwalker Alliance raid, you essentially deal with the fact that the patron deities that you can choose from at the beginning of the game are basically all just primals, ancients. I guess I'd call them primals. And they go away at the end. There's talk at the end of that quest line that is revolving with the Alliance raids. But we just keep it on the down low that all this happened. Trying to remember the exact phrasing on it. I know they talk about it a little bit more when at the beginning, because they don't want, you know, like 100 Charlians rushing in and trying to study the Omphalos and stuff like that. But I think they also say something about not saying anything that the gods, traditional 12, gave their ether back to the star. And there's tons of actual religions in Final Fantasy XIV that revere the 12. So I wonder if there would ever be, if they would ever go through a like Crisis of Faith style quest line. You hear Lys in Stormblood speak of Ralgar, but I don't know if she's speaking of Ralgar as just like in the same way that you speak of sort of a cultural identifier of Alamegans, or if she speaks of Ralgar as one word, a deity, or somebody that they technically worship. And for somebody like Lys, who might with the other scions, you get a feeling that they're all just, you know, atheistic, you know, scholarly academics, right? They're Charlians, so they theoretically worship Thaliak, but it's more like a representative of scholarly pursuits rather than actual worship. So all the Charlians, like especially like Grahatia and stuff like that, who are directly related to that Myths of the Realm quest line, probably already didn't really believe them to be deities in the traditional sense. But like, if you're the Order of Naldthal and you're like, if you look at Naldthal, if you look at let me go to Thanalan. I'm not actually going to go there, but I'm just going to pull it up. Right. So in Thanalan, we've got the Thaumaturge's Guild, which is essentially the Order of Naldthal. And it's right next to like a burial chamber. And the whole thing with Naldthal is he's the keeper of the underworld, or whatever the equivalent of that is, and he weighs your soul to decide where you go to this one of the 7 heavens or the 7 hells, stuff like that, right? But if they learn, hey, Naldthal isn't there anymore. Naldthal was one real. They get into that slightly when you kind of like meet Naldthal in like minion form, animal form, and they try to just be like hush hush about it, but like if somebody were to go to the Order of Naldthal and be like, hey, we have these readings, we have the eyewitness accounts, we have, say you were able to convince them that what you're saying is true, this Naldthal is was not only tangible, real, and you met them, but they're also not here anymore. Then what kind of like crisis of faith or crisis of faith would you have within the Order of Naldthal? You can write it in the sense that they would be like, oh, you know, it's all right. He's still, or they're still technically there, right? They're just part of the overall ethereal sea rather than being a separate deity. Or you can just say it's, you know, we knew all along that it was allegorical or something like that. You can write it in that way. But I think it would be much more interesting if what they're about to get into very slightly here, if those who actually believe refuse to accept that they're gone, realize that they're primals, and attempt to primal summon them back. That would be interesting, I think. Anyways, that got me on a tangent. And I say they get into it a little bit here because they're about to get into the point where the La Habrea is trying to get the Alamegans to primal summon Rauger. But I would think even like not coming at something from a nefarious perspective, just telling someone that, hey, your god is both real and actually dead now, could pretty easily cause somebody to flip out. Anyways, it is well to see you return. You have the medicines for our brother. One is to believe Buscaron, this sour-smelling paste from Alamego would stop a wound from festering. God bless you, adventurer. I'll see that Galleon receives the treatment at once. Hopefully this will allow the captain to rest easier. It has been a terrible burden on him, trying to keep every man alive. You've done us a great kindness, friend. Sure. Effort needs you to help find a missing comrade. Adventurer, Galleon's gone missing. He's nowhere to be found. He should be walking about, not with those. He shouldn't be walking about, not with those wounds. If he doesn't get the proper medicine and rest, his conditions like to deteriorate to where it was before, or worse. We need you to help us find him, and quickly. Start by asking Alberetta. Might be that as the woman's seen something. Ah, finally. It's about time you came asking about Galleon. I watched him leave Koi Mill some time ago, and he left me this sealed letter before he went off. Made me swear not to open it until someone came asking. My brothers, I cannot bear to be a burden any longer. That is why I must leave you all. Do not worry for me. Just find your way safely to Little Alamego. Blasted. Would that I had known what he was thinking. I'd have stopped this folly myself. The love Galleon bears for his brothers is so strong he's willing to sacrifice himself for them. Make no mistake, entering the wood in his weakened state is suicide. Oh, I gotta talk to Mefford first. Out in the wilds, alone, that fool, that great big sentimental fool. My men and I will scour the wood for Galleon. Please help us find him before something terrible happens. So close to having all 30s, and then we're gonna go to move on. Watch out, a goblin. Ooh, a rat. This stream alert. Galleon. Captain, but why? You should all be on your way. Who do you take us for? We're Alamegans, and Alamegans never forsake one another. Hardships be damned. Remember the oath we swore, gods damn it, the oath to reclaim our homeland. We'll set foot on Alamegan soil again, together or not at all. You understand me? Yes, sir. Good, let's return to our brothers. Oh, and don't even think that you'll get off lightly. As soon as you're healed, I'll give you such a thorough thrashing, you'll wish we didn't find you. I can't thank you enough for saving Galleon. See you back at Quarry Mill. I know we saved your life, but, I'm gonna beat you to death. 3. Never really got that trope. Galleon's expected to make a full recovery. We'll linger here till he's strong enough to take the road again. As much as I mislike this place, beggars can't be choosers. Repay your kindness. Now that things are relatively settled, I seem to recall that you wanted something of me. You've proven a true friend to my people. Ask of me anything and it's yours, so long as it is mine to give. The cooperation of the people of Little Alamigo, that's all. Far be it from me to question your desires, of course. Very well, I'll provide you with a letter to show to Gundobald. The old bear was my mentor when I first joined the Resistance. He's intimidating to those who don't know him, but he takes care of his own. I've no doubt that he will do all in his power to aid you. Back to Little Alamigo. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 doo, doo, doo. Ways northeast of here, you'll find the Sepulchre, a frightfully named place now, fitting though, seeing as how it's best known as the home of the Villainous Corpse Brigade. Think that the erstwhile Kingsguard of Alamigo could end up a band of murderers and thieves. Mind you, they had a less than pristine reputation in the old days as well. Why, you've returned. You're not welcome here. I thought I made that clear. A quickly drawn up letter addressed to one Gundobald. You spoke with Meffred. It's been so long since I last heard from him. I feared him dead. 12 be praised. Whoever you are, Meffred sees you as a friend, and any friend of Meffred is a friend of mine. I know of this masked stranger you seek, and will tell you what I can. Not quite. Very close. Gundobald is willing to share with you what he knows of the masked stranger. An outsider resembling your masked stranger has reportedly been appearing near Little Alamigo of late. What's more, it seems that some of our young bloods are meeting him in secret. No doubt you want to question them about their trysts, but they are not like to yield the information readily to an outsider. If you tell them I sent you, though, they may well feel obliged to talk. Masked man. No idea what you're talking about. Ain't done nothing wrong, so leave me be. Gundobald sent you. Listen, I told them it was a bad idea. All that tripe about believing the masked man and... Oh, you don't know anything about this? Why didn't you say so to start with? You can't throw the old bear's name around like that and start expecting me not to think I'm in for it. Boom, 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 boom. I think you're... No, one of you's down here. At least one of you's down here. Apologize, as always, about the trains. What? Have I been meeting any masked men lately? Let's see. Nope, can't say I have, but I'll be sure to tell all my friends you're looking for him. There's a bunch been skulking right about. There's a bunch been skulking about right suspicious, like, but I've got nothing to do with them. I know trouble when I see it, and that there's trouble, mark me words. Boom, 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 boom. All right, this will push me over the edge to 30 across all of them. And I think we'll probably call it once I do this. So you have indeed confirmed my suspicions about a masked man. That is most troubling. Wherever the young ones are scheming, it can lead to no good end. There's an anger inside them. I can see it in their eyes. I don't know, for it once burned within me as well. 2 decades ago, that same anger drove me and my brothers to rise against the despot who ruled Alamigo. Naught would do but to depose him and usher in a revolution. Well, we got a revolution all right, but it cost us our freedom. Blinded by our hatred, we didn't realize that we had been dancing to the Empire's tune. By the time we did, it was too late. Alamigo had fallen. There are times when a man must be patient. Now is such a time, though the young ones know this not. Unless we intervene, they are like to commit great folly. If you learn aught of their plans, I would thank you to bring word to me. Alrighty. We made it to level 30 across all available classes. I think it is time. We're going to call it here for this stream, but it's going to be next stream when we get on. It's going to be time to head and clean up all of these class quests so that we get these all turned into their actual jobs. Yeah, be good. Making our way pretty well through our patch 2.0 work, but still quite a ways to go. Thank you anybody who might have stopped on by, anybody who's lurking, anybody who watches the VOD. Wouldn't mind giving me a like. It helps me out with all important YouTube algorithm. Who would like to be notified of the times that I go and start my streaming. Easiest way to do so right now is to just subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Yeah, I will see you the next time I see you.